What if I told you that one single week of extreme heat may have claimed more than 10,000 lives across Europe? Not in the middle of winter. Not during a pandemic. But during a record-breaking heat wave that turned everyday summer weather into a silent killer. And here's what has scientists deeply concerned. Most of those who died weren't caught in floods or wildfires. They were simply living through dangerously high temperatures. The numbers are raising serious questions about how deadly extreme heat is becoming, and why experts say this could be a warning for the rest of the world. According to new data from EuroMOMO, a European mortality monitoring network backed by the European Centre for Disease Prevention and Control and the World Health Organization, more than 10,600 excess deaths were recorded during the final week of June, when an intense heatwave swept across Western Europe. More than 9,000 of those deaths were among people aged 65 and older, making older adults by far the hardest hit group. Health experts say extreme heat doesn't just cause heat stroke. It can quietly worsen heart disease, breathing problems, and other existing medical conditions until they become life-threatening. Lasse Vestergaard, chief physician at Denmark's Statens Serum Institute, said seeing this level of excess mortality at this time of year is highly unusual, adding that it's difficult to explain the spike by anything other than the extreme heat itself. And that's where this story becomes even more alarming. Climate scientists say this late June heatwave would have been virtually impossible without human-caused climate change. They argue that rising global temperatures are making heatwaves more frequent, more intense, and far more dangerous than they were just a few decades ago. The scorching conditions disrupted daily life across Europe. Power supplies were strained, schools closed, and temperature records were shattered in countries including France, Spain, and the United Kingdom. While EuroMOMO doesn't release country-by-country death totals, it reported that France and Belgium experienced very high, excess mortality during the peak of the heatwave. Belgium's Public Health Institute even said the country's excess mortality reached its highest level for any heatwave since records began in 2000. If you think the danger ended there, another study released this week paints an even more troubling picture. Researchers estimate that nearly 2,700 people died from heat-related causes in England and Wales alone during the May and June heatwaves. Even more striking, scientists concluded that roughly 42% of those deaths were linked to the additional heat caused by global warming, suggesting that climate change isn't just influencing the weather, it's directly increasing the human toll. One important point to remember is that the EuroMOMO figures represent excess deaths from all causes, meaning researchers compare the total number of deaths with what would normally be expected. Scientists say there were no major COVID-19 outbreaks or other known events during that period that could explain such a dramatic increase, making the heatwave the most likely driver behind the spike. For millions of Americans watching, this isn't just a European story. As extreme heat becomes more common around the world, health officials continue urging people to take heat warnings seriously, especially older adults and those with underlying health conditions. What happened across Europe may serve as a reminder that extreme heat is no longer just uncomfortable, it can become one of the deadliest weather events of all. If you found this report informative, stay with us for more fact-based updates on the biggest stories shaping our world.